Good evening and welcome to our 2018 Putnam County Grand Drive for the Beef Barn. We've got a few things, it's just 6:55 now, but we've got a few things we want to knock out before we get started. Just to give you guys, I know a lot of folks weren't able to be out today, just had a great show. Kids and cattle all got along really well, and to give you an idea, we exhibited 54 heifers, 1 cow-calf pair, and 30 steers today, so had 86 animals go through the ring, and like I said, it's been a great day for the kids and animals alike. What we want to do right now is we want to recognize our rate of gain winners this year, and what we'll do is we'll recognize the top 10, and then we'll award your champion and your Putnam County bred and owned champion in that rate of gain division. Or as one 4-H'er just came up, he called it the greatest gain, which maybe we've got a name change there, but anyway, we will recognize these kids, and we'll just have them come out here in the middle of the ring and you can see who they are. But starting with the 10th place rate of gain, Mr. Colby Sinclair had a calf gain 2.32 pounds a day. In 9th place, we had Tyler Thompson with a rate of gain of 2.34 pounds. So if Tyler Thompson can please come into the arena. That Colby Sinclair is a born leader. He came up and he asked me, he said, now what exactly do we do with this greatest gain? And I said that we're going to go out there and recognize you, and look at that. He went right out to the middle of the arena and he decided where that line was going to be. So we love leaders like that, so appreciate him. Number 8 on the list was Logan Tumal at 2.53 pounds per day. Number 7 was Colby Harcourt at 2.54 pounds a day. Number 5 and 6, we had a tie, so these guys are both being recognized as number 5. Ethan Harcourt and Parker Hacker at 2.61 pounds per day. Number 4 was Jackson Heyman at 2.72 pounds per day. Now for the big hitters. Number 3 was Bentley Downing at 3.19 pounds per day. Number 2 was Jacob Pearl at 3.4 pounds per day. And our champion this year was champion and Putnam County champion. So this calf was born in the county and was just shy, there's Jacob, was just shy of a pound more than the second position. So a steer raised here in Putnam County gained 4.39 pounds a day. Appreciate Brockhaven. Appreciate those guys. That's a hard job getting those calves to gain in the summer like we've had, so thank you. You guys are dismissed. What we've done here over several years, we've kind of made it a tradition to parade these calves for the folks that couldn't be here and the family members that want to see how these kids did throughout the day, is to parade these champions and reserve champions through the ring so you can see who these kids are and what their project looked like. And we're going to continue to do that. And we'll start with those we'll start with those heifers, and what we'll do is we'll bring all the heifers in that are not in the grand drive initially, and then we'll bring those heifers vying for Supreme Heifer in after that. All right, so we're going to start out with the Angus division. With your reserve Angus heifer, we have Sarah Furman. With your Putnam County Reserve Angus heifer, you have Daniel Williams. With your Reserve Charolais heifer and Putnam County Reserve Charolais heifer, Grace Fry. With your Kiania Reserve Champion heifer and Putnam County Reserve Kiania heifer, Braden Mann. With the Reserve Hereford heifer and Putnam County Champion Hereford heifer, exhibited by Brock Haven. Your Putnam County Reserve Hereford heifer was exhibited by Seth Thompson. Your Reserve Maintainer heifer and Putnam County Reserve Maintainer heifer, you have Ethan Ham. There's Ethan. With your Red Angus Reserve heifer and Putnam County Champion Red Angus heifer, you have Joseph Massing. Your Reserve Shorthorn heifer and Putnam County Champion Shorthorn heifer, exhibited by Mallory Miner. And the Reserve Simmental heifer was exhibited by Kennedy Clark. Kennedy also exhibited your Reserve Sim Solution heifer. Your Putnam County Champion Sim Solution heifer was exhibited by Colby Sinclair. And your Reserve Crossbred heifer and Reserve Putnam County Crossbred heifer, we have Ethan Ham. We're now ready to bring those breed champion heifers in to compete for Grand Heifer overall. In the Angus division, your champion Angus heifer and champion Putnam County Angus heifer, you have Jackson Heyman. Your champion Charolais heifer and Putnam County champion Charolais heifer, also exhibited by Jackson Heyman. Your champion Kiania heifer and Putnam County champion Kiania heifer, exhibited by Grace Carr. Your champion Hereford heifer, exhibited by Jaden Simpson. The champion Maine Anjou heifer and Putnam County champion Maine Anjou heifer, exhibited by Boston Clark. The champion maintainer heifer and Putnam County champion maintainer heifer was exhibited by Braden Mann. The Red Angus champion heifer was exhibited by Douglas Riggin. Champion Red Pole heifer exhibited by Ashley Miller. Your champion Shorthorn heifer was exhibited by Katie Fry. Your champion Shorthorn Plus heifer was exhibited by Grace Fry. The champion Simmental heifer was exhibited by Parker Hacker. Parker also exhibited the champion Sim Solution heifer. And to round out our field, the crossbred, champion crossbred heifer and Putnam County champion crossbred heifer was exhibited by Daniel Williams. Give these kids a round of applause. Our judge today has been Jake Rupert. Jake is from Columbia City, Indiana. He judged and attended Blackhawk East, as well as Purdue University. Currently, Jake is the sales rep for ADM Animal Nutrition and Mormon Show Tech. Let's appreciate Jake for the job he's done today. We'd also like to recognize our 2018 Queen and her court. Our Queen this year was Miss Reagan Bowling. First runner-up was Mackenzie Taylor. Second runner-up was Emma Holzapple. Third runner-up was Miss Jessica Hayes. And Miss Congeniality was Skylar Clifford. Three of those ladies spent a large majority of their 4-H career in the beef project, so appreciate the Queen Reagan Bowling, Mackenzie Taylor, and Skylar Clifford for the time they've spent in this project and everything they've given to the barn.
Well, I certainly appreciate the opportunity to come down to Greencastle and evaluate the cattle show and the kids. It was a lot of fun if you missed out earlier today. And we started off with Showmanship, and I thought we had a really good group, especially as we came and climbed up through the age ranks. And when we wrapped the deal up, I thought we had a really nice senior showman to wrap that deal, and it just continued into a really good heifer show. As you see with what's out here, a lot of these are even single entry divisions or only two within their division. And the fact that still a county fair can put together this caliber of heifers into a grand drive and have this kind of representation certainly speaks volumes to the competitive nature that sits behind these kids and the people that sit behind them as well. And so I think without question, before I get much further into this deal, I think we need to give all the exhibitors that made it here in the reserves as well an awful big round of applause. It's a lot of fun, guys, and I've always said, I said it earlier today, and it's still one of my favorite spots to be. There's nothing better than ringside judging. Ringside judging's the best thing there is. That's why you got a packed house along the outside and all the way out through the doors, and that's what you want. You want this kind of intensity, this kind of fire behind it. I'll get on my Dr. Phil soapbox speech. It's abbreviated in the steer drive, but as we get into this heifer deal, I can't reiterate the amount of county fairs that I've gone through here in the past month, etc. The caliber of kids and livestock has been exceptionally good. And as we go ahead and dive into the steers, I'll give some shout outs to some other people that need it. But I would say the last thing, because I don't think they'll ever get enough thank you, is let's go ahead and put our hands together for the ring crew and the folks that put this show together. I could go through and describe a lot of these heifers, guys. I mean, a whole bunch of them. I think it can come down to when I'm looking through there, just to give you guys an overall deal. I talked to them specifically within breeds and divisions throughout the show. But if you missed earlier today, I'm not a guy that needs to get fancy in making these heifers. The bottom line is, can we make a brood cow into an appealing enough show heifer out here as opposed to the opposite way? And so fundamentally, can these heifers hit the surface as true and correct as we can make them? Can they get out and cover the ring in an effective way that can translate when they get out and cut out into the pasture? And then at the same time, we need to be able to flesh. We need the extras. We need the bone. We need the body. We need the bulk, the clubby, the look. All those things can come in to certain degrees. That'll vary judge to judge. But as long as fundamentally we keep these girls right, I think we'll stay in safe company. So I will go out and I will look over a few more through here. I'll probably get back on the mic. I'll describe why I landed where I did on a couple of them, but once I get past Grand and Reserve, 3, 4, 5 will just go ahead and get picked out as we pull reserves in. But again, as I go through here, it's going to be fun to sort through these. One last round of applause for the kids that are out here.
Their grand champion heifer exhibited by Braden Mann out of the maintainer division. Congratulations to Braden Mann. That is also your Putnam County raised grand champion heifer. We now need Ethan Ham's maintainer heifer.
Might have been a bit of a curveball that got thrown in that deal, and I understand. Excitement is great, and we dropped this reserve maintainer out here, guys, and she holds value all on her own. And you know, I like that maintainer solely because I said she checks every box off without getting out of hand in any one area, and yet I still believe that she's good enough stock to sit out here amongst some of these girls that are even more unique in the pieces that they offer, and that's why she falls where she does. I think you've got 3, 4, even upwards of 5 heifers now that have some really good pieces that are sitting out here that still are really good livestock. I will go ahead and continue through those, and I'll go ahead and pick your reserve, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Again, though, this has been a really good set of heifers. Should be fun as we work our way on down.
Reserve grand heifer is the Simmental, exhibited by Parker Hacker. We now need Kennedy Clark's reserve Simmental heifer. Third ball is your Sim Solution heifer exhibited by Parker Hacker. We need Kennedy Clark's Sim Solution heifer.
Just like a friend main, right? It's like 22%. PP, it's just it's gonna be, you only have to do that.
Fourth overall is the Sim Solution heifer exhibited by Kennedy Clark. Fifth overall is your Shorthorn Plus heifer exhibited by Grace Fry. If your heifer is not a Putnam County, you can leave the ring. We're still looking for a reserve champion Putnam County heifer. If your heifer is Putnam County, keep her in the ring. We have a few more heifers we need to bring in. We'll need Brock Haven's Hereford heifer. We'll need Joseph Massing's Red Angus. We need Mallory Minor's Shorthorn. And then we need Colby Sinclair's Sim Solution. Still looking for that Red Angus heifer of Joseph Massing's.
think it's great that we have a division that also recognizes your Putnam bred cattle as you get out here. I think that's obviously a great thing to encourage, livestock production within your local area. Great fortune, obviously, going in. I kind of have a little amnesia to know that that one also that wins is going to cover that deal. That makes it even sweeter, I'm sure, for that family. You come back out here for reserve, and I think it can come down to about a trio of them in my mind. I like the young man's crossbred straight out from me. I like the young lady off to my right, and I like the young man off to my left here. Those are a few of them that pop out, initially for me. Within those, I think, what they came out of relatively in their class. The one especially on the lead that I like the best, and I think just fundamentally is the most comfortable in their skeleton and where their feet need to go when they get out and move, is the young man right in front of me. He'll be a reserve. Congratulations.
Your reserve champion, Putnam County Heifer, the crossbred, exhibited by Daniel Williams. Let's give one more round of applause for those heifer exhibitors. Steer exhibitors, we will take just a few minutes to get some pictures of those heifers with the judge and the queens, and we'll get started right back here in just a few minutes. Earlier today in our showmanship competition, those winners in that showmanship were the beginner division. Our champion was Joseph Massing. Our reserve champion was Liliana Stanley. In the junior showmanship division, our champion was Colby Harcourt. Reserve was Brookley Oliver. In our intermediate division, your champion showman was Jaden Simpson. Reserve champion in the intermediate division was Parker Hacker. And in our senior champion showman was Grace Fry. Grace will be representing the beef barn in the round robin on Thursday night at 7 o'clock. And in our reserve senior showman was Jonathan Pointer. We are about to wrap up those pictures, so let's be getting those reserve champion steers ready for that parade. I'm being told pictures are very close to being wrapped up just in the next minute or two. So we will have our judge back and we'll get the steer parade started. For those of you who will be here on Wednesday night, tomorrow night, the beef producers will be serving ribeyes at the producers tent from 5 to 9 or until we run out. And those are Myers Market ribeyes. I know those are fairly popular. They are in my house. So if you're out here, out this direction, or if you're close, go ahead and make a trip in and help support the beef barn there at the producers tent tomorrow evening.
Listen, I'm dehydrated. I do too, but remember.
All right, I'm being told we're ready to roll with the steer drive. We'll do the same thing here. We'll recognize those reserves, and then we'll bring in our champions with the Reserve Angus and Putnam County Reserve Angus, Brockhaven. With your Reserve Kiania steer and your Putnam County Champion Kiania steer, Frederick Mann. Exhibiting your Reserve Putnam County Kiania steer, Jackson Heyman. with the reserve Hereford steer and Putnam County champion Hereford steer, Tyler Thompson. With your Putnam County reserve Hereford steer, Jacob Pearl. Your reserve limousine steer was exhibited by Logan Tumal. Your Putnam County reserve limousine steer was exhibited by Cameron Gibson. Your reserve Maine Anjou steer and Putnam County champion Maine Anjou steer, Colby Harcourt. Your Putnam County reserve Maine Anjou steer, Colton Clifford. Your reserve Simmental steer was exhibited by Tyler Thompson. And in the crossbred division, your reserve crossbred steer was exhibited by Jonathan Pointer. Your Putnam County champion crossbred steer was exhibited by Garrett Haven. And your Putnam County Reserve crossbred steer exhibited by Ryan Sutherland. There's Ryan Sutherland with your Putnam County Reserve crossbred steer. And here is Garrett Haven with your Putnam County champion crossbred steer. Let's keep those steers close as we go into the champion drive. We're ready now to bring in those breed champions, starting with the mini Hereford exhibited by Allison Baston. Your champion Angus steer and Putnam County champion Angus steer was exhibited by Daniel Williams. There's Daniel. With your champion Kia steer, you have Jonathan Pointer. Exhibiting your champion Hereford steer was Jaden Simpson. Your champion limousine steer and Putnam County champion limousine steer, Wes Lesko. Exhibiting your champion Maine Anjou steer was Alex Steffi. The red pole champion steer was exhibited by Ashley Miller. Your champion Showhorn Plus and your champion Putnam County Showhorn Plus steer was exhibited by Parker Hacker. Our champion Simmental steer and Putnam County champion Simmental steer was exhibited by Ethan Harcourt. And your champion crossbred steer was exhibited by Colby Sinclair. Give these kids a round of applause.
Obviously, when you're doing a back-to-back and you're doing, heifers into the steer drive and you got the same judge evaluating, I won't beat a dead horse in terms of my thank yous, but I will reiterate just the appreciation that's received by your show committee and those guys. If you get an opportunity, I understand it's county fair and not everything goes perfect, but at the same time, there's a lot of time and effort put into this deal, and the pay isn't great, and I promise you the thank yous are even less. And so make sure you get an opportunity to tell them thank you for putting on, from an outsider's standpoint, a first-class ran grand drive, a first-class ran event, because I think that's truly what this steer drive is. And I really like the idea of bringing them back late, obviously as a judge with a 3-hour drive home. Not exactly my favorite thing, but at the same time, I like the opportunity to showcase animal agriculture and youth on this platform, and I think they do a really good job of that. You know, when I went ahead and talked some of these steers, and And I'm going to nitpick on a few as I go through here, but the bottom line is I can't help when you go through county fair season, the only tidbit of advice I'll give going forward is something my basketball coach always told me that I remember even to this day in high school, which is worry about what you can control. Each one of these kids worried about simply what this steer was in front of them and what they had to do to control to make them look the best they could look. I will nitpick about every steer that sits out here, and at the same time, all they have to do is beat what's out here. You worry about what you can control, and the rest will take care of itself. I understand for some folks, County Fair is Super Bowl, and for other folks, it's just another stop on the way. But as long as you keep that mentality, I think that mentality through the show string, through County Fair, and through life helps you with a healthier mindset going forward. And I think that's what these guys will take away from this project, or at least that's what I hope, because of how everybody's composure is and the professionalism along the outside. And I think that's greatly to be commended. Before I go through and talk to a couple, few, and I'll talk through a few of these as I'm going through because it's a smaller group than the Heifers, give these exhibitors in the steer ring one good round of applause. In no particular order, guys, I'll run through what I see on some of these because we have a small enough, intimate enough setting. I'll let you know what I see in these guys and where they fall. Young man's key steer that sits over here to my right. Love this guy for what he offers. He's a steer that's within himself. He's good bodied. You get your hands on him. His condition and turn and muscle is all really good. I'd love to clean him up at his knee, make him a shot boulder through his forerib, but I think it's being nitpicky on just a really good steer that's not messed up hardly anywhere. As we work our way down the line, I like the Hereford steer for what he represents. He's getting contention because of the quality of steer that he is within that breed in a county fair setting. That one checks a lot of boxes. Obviously, throw him into an overall steer drive, then he could be a little slicker fronted, certainly could be a little bit more exotic in terms of lays the muscle shape up high, but certainly a dang good Hereford steer in his own right. Young lady steer that sits dead ahead of me is another one to consider because from the side, this is an animal. Mid-rib all the way up through his shoulder, you're going to be hard-pressed to make one that's that stout and yet that functional in the way his front shoulder and forearm can hit the ground and go, and then his body shape's incredible with a ton of mass up high. My issue for some, they love these things, jump cat hind leg. I'm okay if they're that flexible, that much set gets on the verge for me, so that's where I see that one setting. The young man steer that sits dead ahead of me here, a steer just from the outside, fundamentally just good fat steer and good livestock. He does not wow you and is not near as stout as some of these other guys that sit out here, but his quality and the steer that he represents in terms of athleticism and look needs to be valued. And then the young man steer that sits off here all to my far left, one that when you get in this ring, I promise you, you'll appreciate the creature that he is, because that is an extremely broad-backed one that's big-ended and really big-legged. Yes, I want to tweak him up front. That's my bigger issue on these things. He gets so vertical and so tall-shouldered that he sacrifices angle and slope, and it shows when he gets out on the lead. I nitpicked and went through all the ones that I have in contention here to be as transparent as possible. The Heifer drive, that would have taken an eternity. So I went ahead and just let you know what I'm thinking on these steers. One last time, put your hands together. I'll go out and start naming some things.
Your grand champion steer. Your grand champion steer exhibited by Colby Sinclair. We now need Jonathan Pointer's crossbred steer. We dropped this reserve steer in here, guys, and
as big as this one is, it's really hard to knock how he's assembled and the comfort that he keeps in his skeleton. And I promise you, from the outside, he looks big, and here, he's bigger. That dude's monster-backed and big-ended, and a really good hind leg sitting in that one certainly comes into consideration as we start sorting through the rest of the top 5. From here on out, I'm going to shut up. You've heard me talk enough today if you were here earlier this morning. But at the same time, I just want to say thank you to everybody's hospitality. I understand there's a lot of stakes, a lot of money at stake, and especially in the cattle ring. And I appreciate everybody's professionalism and being absolutely cordial with me. At the same time, I want to wish everybody the best of luck, no matter where your summer goes, if you're going to Indy and beyond. Again, take care, and then God bless.
Your reserve grand champion steer, exhibit by Jonathan Pointer. We now need Frederick Mann's steer. That steer came out of the Kenia division. Third overall was exhibited by Jonathan Pointer. Fourth overall went to Alex Steffi. We now need Colby Harcourt's main on Jew steer. Fifth overall goes to Jaden Simpson. So for our Putnam County show, all of those steers were non-Putnam County. So for our Putnam County show, Grand and Reserve, we will need Daniel Williams Angus steer to stay in the ring. We'll need Frederick Mann's Kenia steer. We'll need Tyler Thompson's Hereford steer. Wes Lesko's steer will stay in the ring. Colby Harcourt's Main Anjou will stay in the ring. Parker Hacker's Shorthorn Plus will stay in the ring. Ethan Harcourt's Simmental will stay in the ring. And we need Garrett Haven with your champion crossbred.
Well, I already highlighted when we spoke in the Heifer division, or the Heifer show, how much I value a Putnam bred or Putnam born and raised division. I think that's awesome in terms of getting more quality livestock produced within the county. And when you get out here, I mean, there's some steers that I can remember on back through class that were ultra competitive, but at the same time, there's a couple steers I think that are even out in the Grand Drive, and I think that speaks to the quality that's out here. One of those steers will go ahead and be used from the Grand Drive. Young man dead ahead of me will have your champion. Congratulations.
Parker Hacker with the Shorthorn Plus is your Putnam County Grand Champion steer.
We come back out for reserve, and definitely a few other ones pop into mind. I like what the Hereford represents, the young man sitting right in front of me. As we work all the way through, the steer again that I'm going to come back to within this set that's just a good fat steer that represents a lot of quality is going to be the young man dead ahead of me. He's reserved. Congratulations.
Reserve Grand Champion, Putnam County raised, goes to Ethan Harcourt. Congratulations to all those kids. Appreciate everybody that helped us out with today's show, and really appreciate the way that the kids conducted themselves throughout the show. Just a great day, and thank our judge, and wish him good, safe travels tonight. Thank you, everybody. Reminder, if you have not signed up a steer and you're wanting to sign up a steer for the auction, you have a half hour from now. We will be signing those steers up until 8:30. If you're going to sell a steer in the auction, you have to be signed